Today we'll begin with the chapter Giant Despair by John Bunyan. The chapter Giant Despair is taken from The Pilgrim's Progress by John Bunyan. A pilgrim is actually a person who travels from one place to another with an aim connected with God or religion or something holy or divine. A progress here means a journey. In the story of the Pilgrim's Progress, there were two pilgrims, Christian and hopeful. They had come out of their homes and were on a journey to the kingdom of heaven. They were already halfway on the journey. It is then that they came across the territories of giant despair, and without realizing that they were there, they fell asleep and they were caught by him. Now there was, not far from the place where they lay, a castle called Doubting Castle, the owner whereof was Giant Despair, and it was in his grounds they were now sleeping. A giant is a person who's more tall and strong than ordinary human beings. Wherefore he, getting up in the morning early and walking up and down in his fields, caught Christian and hopeful asleep in his grounds. Then with a grim and surly voice he bid them awake and asked them whence they were and what they did in his grounds. Grim means a very serious and somber way. Surly means in a very bad-tempered way. He ordered them to awake, and he asked them who they were and what they did in his grounds or his territory. Then they told him that they were pilgrims and that they had lost their way. Then said the giant, "You have this night trespassed on me by trampling in and lying on my grounds, and therefore you must go along with me." The two pilgrims had actually trespassed on his grounds, which is a crime. To trespass means to go to a place that is not their own, uninvited. To trample and go on somebody else's territory. So they were forced to go with him because he was stronger than they. They also had but little to say, for they knew themselves to be in a fault. The giant therefore drove them before him and put them into his castle in a very dark dungeon, nasty and stinking to the spirits of these two men. A dungeon is a prison. This prison is nasty and stinking to the spirits of these two men. It is a very dirty, dark, dingy, and ill-smelling place. Here then they lay from Wednesday morning till Saturday night, without one bit of bread or drop of drink or light or any to ask how they did. They were therefore here in evil case and were far from friends and acquaintance. So the two pilgrims, Christian and hopeful, were imprisoned by Giant Despair. They were there from Wednesday morning till Saturday night. Wednesday morning, Thursday the whole day, Friday and till Saturday night. During this whole time, they were not given a single bit of bread or drop of drink. Now in this place, Christian had double sorrow, because it was through his unadvised counsel that they were brought into this distress or difficulty. Now Giant Despair had a wife, and her name was Diffidence. So when he was gone to bed, he told his wife what he had done, to wit, that he had taken a couple of prisoners and cast them or thrown them into his dungeon for trespassing.